This Anthony Mackie, he's playing Captain America, and he said
he's not for America.
Yes, he basically said, but it makes no sense because Captain America is for justice and for fair play and all that. Cool. It was a PR.
That guy's not my Captain America.
No, that's not my Captain.
Pussy.
Isn't it weird that they feel like they have to say stuff like that to keep working?
It's
like,
now Americans aren't going to go Captain America.
It's terrible.
That's what happened.
Joe Rogan has never hidden his love for Marvel movies, but let's be real. If you're going to churn out lazy, preachy films, he's not going to pretend they're masterpieces. The man built his career on calling out nonsense, and today, we're diving into some of his best moments absolutely torching Marvel. Buckle up because this roast session is going to be a wild ride. Let's start with Anthony Mackie. Good old Falcon was handed Captain America's iconic shield, but instead of embracing the symbolism, he dropped this gem during a promo. Captain America represents a lot of things, but America shouldn't be one of them. Wait, what? That's like saying Spider-Man shouldn't represent spiders or Batman shouldn't represent bats. Make it make sense. Joe Rogan couldn't let that slide, and honestly, who could blame him? He fired back, saying, "Move to Ukraine if you don't like America that much." Yikes. But seriously, Marvel tried covering up Mackie's comments by claiming fans misunderstood him. Because clearly, we're the idiots, not the multi-million-dollar studio greenlighting this disaster. Predictably, fans weren't buying it, and karma struck fast. Captain America 4 is sinking harder than the Titanic. Let's be real. Fans wanted Bucky to inherit the shield because that's what actually happened in the comics. But who needs source material when you can force political correctness down everyone's throat, right? Speaking of awkward decisions, remember when Marvel decided to dive headfirst into politics? The Avengers assembled not to fight Thanos, but to hop on a Zoom call and endorse Kamala Harris. Classic. Rogan roasted them perfectly, asking, "Do you think even a single person is going to vote for Kamala Harris because Iron Man said so?" Exactly. Nothing screams genuine political engagement like a bunch of celebrities reading scripts their publicists wrote. To make things worse, they adopted the cringe-worthy tagline, "Down with D-Y," which sounds like a rejected 1990s boy band album. Marvel, you truly outdid yourselves. Bottom line? This is the fastest way to lose fans, faster than Brie Larson loses credibility in interviews. Marvel had the world at its feet, but instead of delivering great stories, they chose to lecture their audience. No wonder people are tuning out.
You have some of them that are making videos, all the Avengers get together, like, "Hey, are you trying to get me to hate superhero movies? How are you doing that?" If I was running the Avengers, I'd be like, "Hey guys, cut the shit."
Joe Rogan never misses a chance to roast hockey, and honestly, can you blame him? Jeremy Renner seems like a solid guy, but hockey is about as useful as a screen door on a submarine. Everyone else has insane powers. Hulk smashes planets, Doctor Strange bends reality, and then there's Hawkeye, flinging arrows at alien warships. Seriously, how does he never run out? Is there a secret Walmart sponsorship we don't know about? It's lazy writing at its finest. Rogan calls it like it is. If aliens invade, I want Thor, Iron Man, or literally anyone with actual powers. Hawkeye? He can stay home and live stream his trick shots on TikTok.
Marvel character, all he has is a bow and arrow. It's so dumb. Everybody else is the Hulk, and they fucking can do crazy shit, and Doctor Strange can summon other universes. Aliens flying around in spaceships, and he's shooting arrows at them. Like, this is so dumb. And this dude's just shooting shitty arrows at aliens. And he never runs out of arrows.
I can't get into any of those.
Infuriates.
Oh, are you kidding me? Or even if the bad guy wins, then they go, we went back in time.
And what's wild is that they do billions at the box office every time.
It's also cut, paced by numbers. Anybody new comes in, they have a beef. Like, it's my crew.
And speaking of lazy writing, let's talk Infinity War and Endgame. Look, I love these movies as much as any Marvel fan, but let's be real. Undoing the snap by going back in time was weak. Joe Rogan nailed it. Anytime the bad guy wins, Marvel just hits rewind like, "No worries, we fixed it." Imagine if every great movie did that. What if Titanic ended with someone saying, "Wait, I have a time machine"? Leo would still be floating on that door. And while we're at it, let's talk Professor Hulk. Rogan shredded this character with laser precision. Mark Ruffalo, great actor. Awful political commentator, but turning the Hulk into a nerdy, glasses-wearing scientist? Easily one of Marvel's dumbest moves. The Hulk is supposed to smash, not sip tea and explain quantum physics. Rogan called it perfectly, and honestly, he wasn't wrong.
The new Hulk, they probably missed Mark Ruffalo's acting. I mean, there's so many people in that movie, right? You got Captain America, you got all these people, you got Iron Man. He's such a good actor,
Yeah.
and they didn't have enough room for him to just... Mark Ruffalo's just not talking enough.
Yeah.
Because most of the time we need him as the Hulk. So I got an idea.
Right, yeah,
Let's make
somebody.
him Mark Ruffalo the Hulk all the time. No, the whole idea, you fucks, is supposed to be that he's a really smart guy, and then he's basically a monster. The
yeah.
Hulk has glasses now. He has fucking glasses. His glasses. It's so ridiculous.
The Hulk is supposed to be an unstoppable monster, pure rage and power, just yelling Hulk smash. Now, he's wearing glasses and cracking dad jokes. What's next? Thanos opening an Etsy shop for custom Infinity Gauntlets. Rogan called it out perfectly. Hulk is one of Marvel's most iconic powerhouses, yet they've reduced him to comic relief and worse, completely sidelined him. It's like benching LeBron James during Game 7 of the finals. Makes zero sense. And then we get to Joe's favorite target, Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. Buckle up, because this one's a doozy. Larson once suggested banning male journalists from her press junkets in the name of inclusivity. Because, nothing says inclusivity like banning people based on gender. Rogan ripped her apart for it, pointing out that by her own logic, she should step down and donate her millions to a gay woman. Funny how Hollywood preaches wokeness, but rarely practices it. Then there's Captain Marvel itself, marketed as the most powerful hero in the MCU. Yet her movie was as exciting as watching paint dry. Rogan nailed why it flopped. Brie has everything except a good film. Her character was dull, overpowered, and impossible to root for. Marvel wanted her to be the next big thing, but audiences weren't buying it.
Captain Marvel to step down.
Right, okay, why?
They want Captain Marvel to step down and be replaced by a gay woman of color.
Right.
Was the original comic book a gay woman?
Well, it's a reputation for being incredibly woke.
Not woke enough if you watch.
Brie Larson's attitude didn't help matters either. Instead of handling criticism with grace, she decided to lecture everyone about feminism and representation. Maybe, just maybe, if the movie had been better, she wouldn't have needed the speech. Rogan summed it up perfectly. Captain Marvel has way too many powers and way too few fans. Speaking of disappointments, let's talk about Marvel's writing. Rogan pointed out the obvious. Marvel stopped trying after a certain point. They knew fans would watch anything with their logo slapped on it. After Infinity War, the storytelling quality took a nosedive, which Rogan calls Marvel getting lazy because they could print billions no matter what. Remember when Marvel took risks? Okay, The Dark Knight is technically DC, but you get the point. Heath Ledger gave us the greatest villain performance ever, and now Marvel can't even deliver a decent villain. Instead, we get endless quippy one-liners and musical numbers. If I hear one more superhero singing, I'll personally side with Thanos and snap my fingers. And then there's the forced wokeness. Rogan went in on how Marvel, and Hollywood in general, have ruined once-beloved franchises by pandering instead of telling good stories. Look at Rings of Power, Velma, and the upcoming Harry Potter reboot. Every single one is being suffocated by corporate box checking. It's not enough that they're wrecking Marvel. Now they're after everything we love. Rogan calls these moves for what they are: lazy, performative, and insulting to fans who just want a good story. Hollywood's version of representation isn't about meaningful storytelling anymore. It's about ticking diversity boxes and calling it a day. And if you dare criticize it, you're labeled a hater. But Rogan? He doesn't care. He'll call out Marvel's hypocrisy every single time. Look, we all love Marvel movies, but let's be real. They're not what they used to be. Maybe it's time Hollywood stopped telling us what we should like and started focusing on quality again. Instead of making Captain America hate America, hockey shoot infinite arrows and Captain Marvel the most unlikable hero ever. How about just writing a good script? Crazy idea, right?
The Hulk or Thor. Those would be my two in a fight.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think Captain Marvel comes down and fucks them all up.
She's badass. Her movie was so like it filled the story, so you knew who she was, but it wasn't that great.
They gave her too many powers.
Badass.
She almost has too many powers.
They gave her everything except a good movie.
That's true. They keep her in the movie department.
Joe Rogan is absolutely right about one thing. Marvel has lost touch with its audience. They've gotten lazy, assuming they can pump out anything and fans will eat it up. And for a while, they were right. But as recent box office flops have shown, people are waking up. They're sick of the preaching, the lazy writing, and being told what to think. If Marvel doesn't change course soon, they'll lose even their most loyal fans, including Rogan himself. So, what do you think? Has Marvel lost its magic, or are we just expecting too much? Drop your thoughts below. And hey, if Hawkeye can still be an Avenger armed with nothing but arrows, you can definitely achieve your dreams. Just don't expect Marvel to make a good movie about it. See you next time.